Welcome guys, so I'm on to my 14th new Capenna quick draft. Just get it started without further ado. Okay, the volume seems to be rather low. Let's check everything's working. So we have a Maestros Ascendancy in this pack. I am drafting for my collection, and I think this will be my fourth copy, so we will grab this one. We will read the card as well, just so I know what I'm getting into here. Once during each of your turns, so not your opponent's turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a creature, in addition to paying its other costs. And you exile the spell. So you need lots of chump creatures and lots of instants and sorceries. So that makes this card quite challenging to use, but potentially it's a big value card. I was just going to check. Yeah, it looks like everything's working. Let's see. Oh yeah, volume. Let's see. Let's try that. Oh yeah, now I can hear things. That's good. Right, so we'll go through these. So we've got an offer you can't refuse. It's a cheap counter spell. It's like a sort of inverse spell pierce. Rather than making your opponent pay 2 extra mana, you kind of give them 2 extra free mana. But it always counters the spell though, so it's kind of it's better late game. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'll give it that. We have the Sizzling Soloist. This guy's pretty good. Can help you get through with your attacks. Stops things from blocking. Pretty good card. Quasar, Augur of Agonies. Now this is a card. Black, blue, white, and 1, 3, 4. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So, this is a little bit like that card we're all familiar with, Sheoldred. You need to be playing the Obscura colours for this one. This is probably going to be the best card in the pack. We don't have to go Maestros Ascendancy. This might be better and more playable than Maestros Ascendancy. Boon of Safety, you've got a couple of combat tricks here. Got a 3/3 flyer for 5 here. Security bypass. So this is good. Custodian, 3/2 for 2 mana. You tend to want to fill out your 2-drop slot. Midnight Assassin, I'm quite a fan of. Flying Death Touch is good. It's like a removal card, really. And then we've got Light 'em Up. So if we're going with Maestro's Ascendancy, this would be a good spell to pick. Caldaya Strong Arm is good. It's a good green thing, but it's kind of outside. It's not pairing up very well with the colours we've got so far. And the Cabaretti Courtyard. So I think it's early enough in the draft. I just picked the best card, which is Quasar, Augur of Agonies. I don't think I've ever managed to draft this before and build a deck around it, so I'm kind of excited to try this one out. Okay, interesting. So we've got the Corpse Appraiser here, which goes well with our potential Maestro's plan. Maybe we could splash for Quasar. Make Disappear's pretty good. Rooftop Nuisance pretty good. The Initiate here is quite good. That can draw you a couple of cards late game. Right, got a removal spell. Snooping Newsy mills some cards. That could be quite helpful sometimes. And Body Dropper is good. So there's a lot of good cards here, especially in the Maestros colours. So hopefully pick 11, it'll rotate around, and there'll still be something useful, maybe a rooftop nuisance or something. But we'll take the best card, which is Corpse Appraiser. And I'm doing that thing where I'm committing quite hard to a family quite early in the draft. We've got a lot of Maestros things, which is not, but because these cards are quite strong, that's why I've picked them. It's one of the trade-offs you kind of accept. Now, you have Rob the Archives. We have Sizzling Soloist, Fiend's Guidance, Security Bypass, Big Score. We don't know if we're going to play the Ascendancy. That's the only thing here. We have Glamorous Outlaw, so that's a bit of mana fixing for our Maestros, and it gives us yeah, it's also a big creature. It's between really I'd say the Outlaw and the Sizzling Soloist. I keep talking about this card being quite good, but I just never quite seem to play it. But I don't know. I'm tempted by this because it's doing this emergency mana fixing. Maybe we grab it. Right. Knockout Blow. Mr. Orphea the Boulder. Got the Rooftop Nuisance again. We've got the 2-drop creature, which you might start thinking about. We've got Snooping Newsy, Waterfront District, and Maestros Theatre. So, pick 5. We will get one more out of this pack. And we'll have 2 cards to choose from. Well, one of them will be Jackhammer, because this is sort of one of the worst cards. The other card might be Revelation of Power. But we might get something like a Rooftop Nuisance, I'm thinking. But there's a chance we get one of these lands as well. I think we don't have any 2-drop creatures yet. I'm probably a bigger fan of the Snooping Newsy. And this could kind of help our plan if we're doing Maestros Ascendancy stuff. So I'll go for the Newsy here. Right. Glittering Stockpile. Probably not for this deck. Take to the Streets. Right, Backstreet Bruiser is playable. Goldhound is playable. Goldhound isn't so good with Snooping Newsy. If you start with one, if you're playing a red 1-drop, you can't follow up really very easily with a blue-black creature. Chrome Cat, I've sort of stopped playing. I think I played this in Sealed, but it's not very exciting. But I think, yeah, I'm not sure about Backstreet Bruisers anymore. I think there's an opportunity here to get some mana fixing. I think maybe that's the best choice, because the last 2 or 3 drafts, my mana fixing's been terrible, and we're going to need mana fixing, it's looking like. So let's grab that. But you can see we really need to get some more 2-drops if we possibly can. So we have a Cutthroat Contender, so 1-drop. That could work. Revel Ruin is a 4-drop, Wrecking Crew's a 5-drop. So I think I'll go for the cheaper card here. Broker's Hydra out as Forest, Plains, or Island. That's not going to help us too much, but if we want to splash Quasar, it's another way of getting a Plains out of the deck. I think this is where we should maybe take Backstreet Bruiser. We could also take Big Score. It's definitely a good card with Maestros Ascendancy. But no, I think I'll take the Bruiser. Okay, Expendable Lackey. This is a very good card with Maestro's Ascendancy, I would say. You get 2 creatures out of this. Dig up the body. Maybe incriminate. Another Big Score. Big Score is quite available as a late pick. I think this is a good chance to get Expendable Lackey. I don't think I've picked and played with this card very much at all. What we'd quite like is matched some instants and sorceries. We have 0 instants and sorceries at the moment. Ideally a murder would be pretty good. Okay, there's Offer You Can't Refuse again. You can only do this during your turn. I'd say doesn't make the counterspell particularly appealing. There's also Security Bypass. I don't know if we would play Security Bypass, but yeah, tricky one. Yeah, because I'm not a fan of Security Bypass. Let's go for an Offer You Can't Refuse. It's an unusual spell. I probably won't play it, but right. So Maestro's Initiate's probably the best choice here. Yeah, we've got the Paragon of Modernity, but it's 2/2 flying for 4 mana, which is maybe not that great. Rob the Archives. Riveteer's Overlook. So that gives us access to Swamp or Mountain. That might be okay as a fixing card. I think let's try Rob the Archives. Might be playable. Oh look, yeah, there's Jackhammer and Revelation of Power. I thought it might be a choice between these two. We'll take the Jackhammer and a Glittering Stockpile. Sure. Okay, Widespread Thieving. Grab that one for the collection. Hello, Duskmangler. Pretty good card. Expensive though. We could ramp it out with the stockpile. I don't think we play Widespread Thieving. It's good though when you have a lot of multicolored spells, and we do have quite a few. But I think we'll pop it in the sideboard for the moment. Probably. No, we'll keep that for the moment. Oh, well, there is a Corpse Appraiser as well, which is probably better than Duskmangler. Okay, let's get the Corpse Appraiser. Right, how good is Out of the Way? because it does draw you a card. Green's quite popular. But you do run into enter the board effect green cards. I don't think we play slip out the back. But maybe it's a good spell if we play Maestros Ascendancy. We could protect something important, like Quasar. Got Backstreet Bruiser. Girdagoons are good. Ready to Rumble. Riveters Initiate. I'll go with the Girdagoons here, I think. Maybe I should try it out of the way. Yeah, let's try out of the way. It's an example of a good spell. Another expendable lackey here, and another Girdagoons. Ready to Rumble might be quite good with Maestros Ascendancy. Girdagoons might be good with Maestros Ascendancy, but I guess it's a lot of mana to cast them. Just Blitz creatures in general might be good, but it's 4 mana to blitz it, and then you've got to cast the spell. Yeah, we'll get a choice. At pick 12, we'll get a choice of 3 cards. Expendable Lackey might be in there, if we're lucky. I'll take the Girdagoons. Okay, Vampire Scrivener. It's very expensive. 2/2 flyer for 5. It does go well with the Cutthroat Contender, I would say. It just seems very bad, but I kind of want it to be good. Right, we've got Backstreet Bruiser. We've got Witness Protection, which is a good removal spell. But it doesn't really work with Maestros Ascendancy. We can't bring it back. We do have Cutthroat Contender, Maestros Initiate, and Midnight Assassin. I think I'll go for the Midnight Assassin here. Right, make disappear Cutthroat Contender, Maestros Initiate. I think I want another Maestros Initiate. Rogue's Gallery is going to be quite good in this deck, I would have to say. It's another Midnight Assassin, which is quite good. Let's take a Rogue's Gallery. And that... Oh, that is... No, it's not quite a loop. Of course, the second cut, if you cast this from the graveyard, it gets exiled. But yeah, definitely that's a very good one with Maestro's Ascendancy. Another expendable lackey, that's what we want to see. Are these spells worth it? That's just card draw. That's a nice pomp spell. I think, yeah, this is the expendable lackey deck, definitely, so we're going to take that one. I'm committing pretty hard now to the Ascendancy. I'm going to try and make this work. Right, Majestic Metamorphosis, could that be a good one with the Ascendancy? I think anything that's cantrip is quite good. But then I suppose Rogue's Gallery is effectively a cantrip, or, well, you're getting 2 or maybe 3 cards back. I think, yeah, second Rogue's Gallery seems good. A good sorcery, Extract the Truth, available here. Or we do Ominous Parcel. I think we've got to have a few decent spells in the deck. This is good mana fixing the parcel, but it's not quite the right deck. Okay, do we want a red 2-drop? Because we're sort of maybe committing to snooping the black-blue early game. We're snooping Newsy. Another good point, if we got any way of putting counters on my creatures, because Backstreet Bruiser feels pretty terrible. If we can, well, no, that doesn't get a counter. Case the Joint, maybe that's just a good spell. With Maestros Initiate. I mean Maestros Ascendancy. So yeah, we've only got 4 2-drops, and I'm not that keen on Backstreet Bruiser. I think maybe it has to be Riveteer's Initiate here, even though we're trying to splash red rather than having it as a main colour. Yeah. Okay, we just take a Ready to Rumble. That's a good late pick. Decent removal spell. That's kind of what I want. A 1-drop creature is pretty good. And another 1-drop creature. Wow. Okay, well, we are taking the Getaway Car here for the collection. This is going to be very good with come into play effects. So it's very good with Corpse Appraiser. Snooping Newsy Mills cards when it comes into play. Yeah, it doesn't actually work with Blitz. You don't get to draw the card. The creature has to die for you to draw the card. So yeah, I think Getaway Car is going to be quite good. Okay. I'm feeling this deck's a little bit iffy at the moment, I've got to say. We've got 26 cards available here. I'm not too keen on Rob the Archives. I don't want to play this in the main deck. I think Derivatives Initiate, that's an emergency 2-drop if we absolutely need another 2-drop, because it's obviously quite blue and black. I think the Stockpile goes in the sideboard. It's not a stockpile deck. I don't want to play an Offer You Can't Refuse, particularly. But it's there. 3 Cutthroat Contenders is a lot of Cutthroat Contenders. Arguably, it's fuel for Maestro's Ascendancy. how many actual decent spells have we got? Out of the way, ready to rumble, extract the truth. I'd like a few more spells, I think. And a bit more mana fixing. We just have Tramway Station at the moment. Now the Riveters Requisitioner. Okay, that's another 2-drop red creature, but it can give you a treasure token. So that's kind of good. Even if we don't really want to play cheap red things. So a Crocodile can win the game, but it's expensive. Another Extract the Truth could be good. We might need to pick some mana fixing here, because we're not that keen on the Requisitioner, because it's red. Extract the Truth is just kind of good. Let's get some mana fixing. Let's get Waterfront District. Okay, Windshield Agent is just pretty good. Whack is good. So, yeah, Whack is a really good removal spell I'd like to recycle with Maestros Ascendancy, so we're going to take this one. And then that's us up to 1, 2, 3, 4 removal spells. That's starting to feel quite a reasonable number. Okay, Light 'em Up goes well with Cutthroat Contender. You can just pump this up to 2 power quite easily. So kind of, I think that's what we go for here. Antagonize is quite good. Waterfront District is quite good, but let's get another removal spell. Corpse Appraiser. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, we've got to take a third Corpse Appraiser here. Incriminate, Sticky Fingers. Well, yeah, Incriminate's another decent-ish spell. It's not a great spell, but that could do in a pinch. We might play it. Expendable Lackey. Expendable Lackey number 3. We've got Majestic Metamorphosis, which is good, or we've got more mana fixing. I think we've got to take the Lackey. I think we're very much a Lackey deck. Case the Joint. So I'd usually take Witness Protection, because that's the best card here. But because it doesn't play with Maestros Ascendancy, it's downgraded a bit, whereas this draw card does work. So I'll take Case the Joint. I might not play it. There's a lot of green stuff here. Revel Ruiner or Paragon? Revel Ruiner, probably. Well, there's an Extract the Truth. That fits into our plan quite well. Maestro's Initiate. That'll be a third one. We've already got 3 Cutthroat Contenders. Public Enemy or Demon's Due. Don't think we play either of those. I think we'll just take this for the sideboard. Join the Maestros. Interesting. It's a spell that makes creatures. So it's kind of good with Maestros Ascendancy, actually. I think that's where we definitely pick that. That goes into the sideboard. Okay. I don't know if we can play Quasar or Gavragones with this deck. We didn't get very much mana fixing. We didn't pick enough things that made treasures, I think, at the end of the day. Yeah, our mana fixing's pretty terrible. Right, we could just drop the kind of the weakest spells, so Incriminate is kind of weak. I think, yeah, the Bruiser, I feel like the Bruiser can't be good when we have very few ways of putting tokens on creatures. Or counters. Yeah, let's drop the Backstreet Bruiser. Okay, so the joint is just a bit of card draw. So the idea with the deck, we're just we're getting value out of Maestros Ascendancy and Corpse Appraiser. So I don't think we need card draw cards, so we just drop that. Revel Ruiner costs 4, is not very exciting. We just drop it. Quasar would be nice because it's a white creature we could get back with Rogue's Gallery. We could cast it if we were making treasures. Widespread Thieving. We've got, how many multicolored spells do we have? It's, well, 6, including Quasar. But yeah, we're trying to cast Quasar, so 5, not including Quasar. Oh, 6, including the Outlaw. So, the Outlaw doesn't fix for white mana. I think we just drop Quasar here. It's not quite the right deck for Quasar. We're not drawing loads of cards. We're getting our value via Maestro's Ascendancy. So that's alright. I feel okay about that. We'll try a Quasar deck another time. This is not the right deck for Quasar. And we've got it to a state where we can... we only need to cut 4 cards now. Expendable Lackey, I think we keep all 3 of these. Maybe we just... well, Cutthroat Contender is good with Light 'em Up, because we need Casualty 2 with that one. I think we drop at least 1 Cutthroat Contender, to be honest. If we drop Light 'em Up, we can probably drop all the Cutthroat Contenders, and then we have a deck. So, yeah, let's see if that's a deck. 3 Expendable Lackeys at 1. Oh wow, look at the 2-drops. We have 3 2-drops. Feels like something's gone terribly wrong. What are the 2-drops on offer? Let's just look at it like this. Yeah, it's because we've dropped the Backstreet Bruiser. We've dropped Light 'em Up, Riveteer's Initiate, and Incriminate. So that mana curve looks absolutely horrendous. I feel like we're not going to get away with that. But well, we'll just have to see. So some of these cards do get cost reductions. Out of the Way could cost 2 if it's on a green permanent. Whack could cost 1 if it's on a white creature. Well, yeah, those are the 2 cost reduction cards. Okay, this is a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm gonna just call that end of part 1, and I'm gonna have a bit of a think about how to fix this. Thanks for watching so far. And we're back. So, yeah, I have added, I've put back in a few things in the 2-drop slot. So, it's, we've now got 5 2-drops. So, incriminates in, light 'em up's in. I'm going to say the major difference, how did I fit all these cards in? I've gone up to 45 cards. I've kind of taken the easy way out this time. But there is some justification. We've got 1 Snooping Newsy, so that mills 2 cards. We've got 3 Corpse Appraisers. These effectively mill 3 cards. You choose 1, the other 2 go into the graveyard. And we can actually recycle. You can bounce these guys back to the hand with Getaway Car and use them again. So there's I think there's a reasonable threat of decking myself a little bit. So I think we can justify going to 45 cards. Now, one of the problems with the deck is mana fixing. We're pretty weak on mana fixing. Once again, this time at least I managed to get 2 fixing kind of dual lands. I've got Waterfront District and Tramway Station, and we have one Glamorous Outlaw as well. But I'd say you kind of want, especially with 45 cards in the deck, you're probably wanting about 10 blue sources, 10 black sources to be sort of consistent and getting your cards out on turn 2, sort of on curve. And we've only got sort of 8 blue lands and 8 black lands and only 5 red lands. So with the Outlaw, you can add 1 to all of those. Sort of if you're just aiming at sort of turn 3, you could play the Outlaw turn 2 for a bit of fixing. But basically, it's going to be turn 5 or 6 before I have a sort of a 90% chance of having red mana. And it might be turn 3 before I can play blue or black cards like Snooping Newsy. But I can't figure out a better way of doing this. I mean, well, you know, I could cut all the blue cards, well, all the red cards maybe. But the best part of the deck are the Corpse Appraisers, I think, and the Ascendancy. So I'm going to give this a try. I should explain what I have cut out. So I've cut out 2 Maestros Initiates, which I think it's a good common, but I'm happy just having 1. So you spend 5 mana to draw 2 cards and discard a card. You exile him from the graveyard, and it's quite that's a very good option to have. But I just like my other 3 drops better. I didn't want to drop a Rogues Gallery. We've got 2 Rogues Galleries, which can bring back Corpse Appraiser, which can do more card advantage things. It means we're a bit less consistent. I mean, I could drop some expensive things. I could drop Ready to Rumble, join the Maestros to put in 2 more Initiates, perhaps. But I want to try join the Maestros. I like the fact we've got Cutthroat Contenders that can get to 2 power, and you can sacrifice 1 to make 2 4/3 creatures. That seems really good. And then I can recycle this from the graveyard with the Ascendancy. And I think we'll need Ready to Rumble as well. I think we need the extra removal spell. That's maybe because we're low on red. We could cut that for an Initiate. But this is the only thing I'm kind of a little bit uncertain about. I'm pretty happy dropping the other cards here. Like, there's no way we're going to get Riveteer's Initiate out on turn 2, so I don't think it's worth bothering with. Backstreet Bruiser is never going to actually attack, so I think I don't want to play it. Revel Ruin is a bit too expensive and not that exciting for 4 mana. We don't need card draw. So yeah, I think it's just the Maestro's Initiate I'm not sure about here. But I suppose I also want a variety of mana mana values for the snooping newsie, maybe. Maybe that will get a payoff. But yeah, let's just give this a go and see how we get on. I think yeah, I've added this to the decks. So I think we've got a little bit more removal than what I usually have, and we're going to be relying on that to just really to keep me alive. We'll see if that's going to work. I've not played Incriminate for quite a long time. Well, isn't that interesting? Yeah, we got red and black. We only have Getaway Car that we can play, nothing to crew it. I'm going first as well, so I don't have a particularly there's one card I can play here. I might get to play join the Maestros on turn 5 to make. That's just 1/4/3 creature. I think this is my first mulligan, probably the first of many in this run. Well, instantly we've got perfect mana. We've got 3 colours. We've got Corpse Appraiser. Okay, I don't think we need Glamorous Outlaw. So I think that goes back. And ideally, we'll kill something with Light 'em Up on turn 2, which we can then remove on turn 3 with Corpse Appraiser. Well, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. I think, do we play Corpse Appraiser on turn 3, just without anything to remove? Yeah, I think... Okay, Riveteer's Decoy is a target. Light him up. Facebreaker, oh, that would have been a good thing to kill. Right, yeah, play a land or... Let's play the Corpse Appraiser. Wait a minute. Let's play the land and let's keep some black mana available. That goes away. Right, which one do we want? Well, Lackey gives us value from the graveyard, as does the Initiate, to be fair. But let's grab the Initiate, and we can play Cutthroat Contender and actually potentially block this Facebreaker. Could have taken the land, of course, just to make sure we can do stuff on turn 5. That's aggressive, isn't it? So it's going to make a treasure token. I could trade this basically for 4 life and to stop him gaining a treasure. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll let him get a treasure. That's okay. So this is Riveteers. Right, over to my turn. We top deck a land. That is good going. I swing in, I think, with the Corpse Appraiser. And we get to have a bit of fun with join the Maestros. So we'll activate this ability to get a 2-power creature, and we get to do this. I'm not sure I've ever cast this spell before with Casualty 2. Pretty neat. I don't think we want to use the backy ability. Oh, that can pump power up. Okay, that's fair enough. I don't want to take 4 more damage. We'll have to trade off like that. It's a good trick. The reason we want to bring the lackey back because it's a blue creature with the rogues gallery. I think we play Maestros Initiate here. Do we attack with an Ogre Warrior? I think we've got to be careful and keep back a blocker. Okay, that gets through. So this is going to be basically 4/3 menace that can attack, or this could be a 4/4. Yeah, now I'm thinking maybe I made a mistake. But that's 1 blue and that's 1 black. So I think maybe. Okay, I want to tap the red here. Rogue's Gallery. No white creatures. 1 blue creature. 1 black creature. 0 red. 0 green. And I can play 2 creatures. I'm thinking this guy swinging in as a 4/4. I don't want to have to double block with Initiate and Corpse Appraiser. Okay, yep, just him attacking. He's a 4/4. Now, if he does have a combat trick, he could have For the Family, that's the one I'm familiar with, +2/+2. So my feeling is we block with all of these, because I could still potentially do him 6 damage. So I'm just playing around one of his cards. I don't mind if he... It doesn't matter too much if he kills everything and survives. It's obviously not going to be ideal, but he could have instant speed removal just to kill the Corpse Appraiser, and it looks like that is going to be a trade, which is a relief. But we still need to find a way to kill the lackey. Oh, Duskmangler, oh god. Oh god. He discarded a card, didn't he? So, we lose the lackey. How thoughtful of him to give me an opportunity to sacrifice a creature. Right. This guy doesn't have menace, which is something. Right, we can Rogue's Gallery again. We can get, but this time we can get back Corpse Appraiser as our red creature. But we're going to tap the mountain White creature, submit 0. Blue creature has to be the lackey. Black creature, I'm going to say has to be the cutthroat contender. Red creature has to be the corpse appraiser. Green creature 0. Here's the lackey, and here's the cutthroat contender. Right, next. No attacks. We are on the back foot here. We've got to defend. Try and grind this out with value. What we're very scared about is when this dies and they manage to bring it back from the graveyard. That's killed me quite recently. But we have a Corpse Appraiser to potentially take it out of the graveyard, should that happen. It's just whether he can, if he's got the spell ready right now. So, I was thinking Cabaretti Charm would be terrible here, but he can't cast that. Pass to blockers, so that's... These two block here. This guy blocks here. 3 blockers. We pump up the contender. Something terrible is going to happen. No, it's a big trade-off. So he's got a reanimation spell. Is my next thought. Demon's Due he has. That's a let-off. Okay. So he's going to draw 2 cards. And scry 2 and draw 2. Right. Without further... Well, next turn, yeah, Corpse Appraiser, eat that Duskmangler. He's got land, and he's got a follow-up, maybe. Corrupt Court Official. Ouch. Okay, we'll lose the lackey in that case. Okay, Corpse Appraiser comes out. We can... Yeah, I think we start turning our lackeys into fish at this point. Okay, yes, bye-bye a Duskmangler. That could be horrendous. Oh, put one of these cards into your hand. Let's put Maestros Ascendancy into my hand. That seems pretty good. Is this instant speed? Activate only as a sorcery. That's fine. We'll... yeah, we can definitely turn one of these into a fish. Lucky Witness. And a Mayhem Patrol. Okay. Now, Maestro's Ascendancy. Light 'em up's a good one here. So, we play a Swamp. I think, I feel like Rogue's Gallery is quite good here. Well, we get 2 things back. We sacrifice the, yeah. Corpse Appraiser. Mayhem Patrol is going to get through with damage, though. That's the only problem. But we're gonna go ahead and go to combat. We're gonna attack with the 1/1. We're gonna cast the Rogue's Gallery and get 2 things back. Am I missing a trick here? Should I sacrifice the Corpse Appraiser before I do this? Now, let's do this. One white creature card, one blue, one black. Let's get Girdagoons. Submit 0, submit 0. And sacrifice the goldfish. Is it a mistake to block the unlucky witness if he just attacks with everything here? Maybe. He's got Girdagoons. That's 4 damage. That's 2 damage. So that's rough. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's 7. Putting me at 3. So I think I have to block the Corrupt Court official here. So yeah, it's this thing with these Ascendancy cards. You're paying 3 mana, and it's oh, he's got prize fight as well. Oh no. So and then he gets a 2/2, and he just has an overwhelming board of creatures, and I just die. Yeah, the Girdagoons just won in the game there. Right. Do I have anything good to do? Right, so we can survive if one of these gets through. We gotta kill the Mayhem Patrol here somehow. There's unfortunately just no way of doing this, is there? We've got a... Okay, the Lackey can block. The Whack can kill something. It's got to start, I think, with Lackey. And it just doesn't quite work. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. I'm going to try and figure out how to make this work. But it's not... Yeah, it's not happening. Incriminate makes him sacrifice. And then I've only got 3 mana left. We don't have time to do Rogue's Gallery. Attacking with Girdagoons doesn't really work. Shame. But yeah, I did have... I tried playing Cabaret Ascendancy yesterday. Had a similar situation. I thought he has unleashed the Inferno to kill that. And yeah, I took a risk playing my Cabaret Ascendancy, and it was... Yeah, I couldn't afford to do it. There was... he had basically 5 damage on the board. So there you go. It happened again. Yeah, I think that was a fun match. Oh, I think I hit the wrong one. Interesting game. We just need to sort of tighten things up and just remember people can always have a Girdagoons in their hand when you're low on life. He even had prize fight to just knock out my 3/3 blocker. I don't think I want to change the deck. I think I'm happy with the deck. I liked how that worked there. So yeah, I think we had to respect that Mayhem Patrol a bit more. Menace at that stage is just pretty unblockable. Trying to think. Yeah, I had Whack in my hand, which we could have held up mana for. And then, obviously 2020 hindsight, if he tries to prize fight my then again, yeah, he probably wouldn't have tried to use prize fight if I had lots of mana up for an instant. But if he did, I could have whacked his Gurdagoons and then blocked a 1/1 and just taken 3 damage. Yeah, didn't on 10 life, didn't respect my opponent's potential there. Good game though, I did enjoy myself. It's a draw, okay, we'll take it. Yeah, I think I was on a 5-game losing streak. I can take that draw. Stop the rot. My Cabaret Ascendancy deck yesterday went 0-3. It's not ideal. And we played against 3 bant decks, which had, well, they did bant things and won. I think the highlight was Rocco Cabaretti Caterer. That one of them was 4 colours, right? So he splashed red and was able to get a Ligrella the Magpie out of the deck. Right, this is a good one. We've got all our mana. Turn 2 Newsy. Extract the Truth. Maybe a turn 4 or turn 5 Gurdagoons. Glamorous Outlaw, turn 6, maybe. Get his fix is pretty good. Right, the one bad thing we can mill with the Nuzi is our Maestro's enchantment. Okay, yeah, let's not be silly here. He can pump this to 3/3, so we'll do no blocks. Our whack is cheaper with again on white creatures. Okay, he's got that. So we're getting we are getting pummeled a little bit here. I think we'll probably have to trade off with the initiate. There's nothing better than extract the truth here, so let's go for it. See if we can stop him casting his next card. Okay, Wrecking Crew. Great, he's just got a load of land. Interesting thing, we've got a 1, a 2, and a land. We need 2 more things in the graveyard. We're going to whack one of these next turn. But I think we have to just trade off like this. It lets him draw cards, but let's see what he top decked. That's going to pump up to 4. Okay. Right. Now we could... Is there a... Could he draw for the family, pump that to 4/4 in response to my whack, and then pump it to 5/5? It's a possibility, so I think I'm going to kill this now, whilst he's tapped out. So it looks like we'll do Gurdagoons, Glamorous Outlaw. Hopefully that will be good enough. He didn't do anything, which is good news. We see Maestros Ascendancy, that is also good news. We don't have anything much to sacrifice yet. So yeah, draw 2, discard 1, that's obviously pretty good for him. He has discarded a card draw land. Interesting, we're up against Riveteers again. Exhibition Magician. make a blocker, I guess. Yeah. We've hit 6 mana. Rogue's Gallery, let's see, it's just, yeah, we can get 2 creatures back. We're going to swing in with the goons. Four damage goes through, so he's keeping his 1/1. That's interesting. Then we'll play the Glamorous Outlaw. Two damage, bit of scrying. Okay, couple of creatures on top. Yes, Cutthroat Contender is potentially fuel for Maestros Ascendancy, so I'm going to keep it on top. That's getting murdered, fair enough. Mr. Orpheo. Oh, right, he's getting a bit of damage through here. That's 5 damage. And a Jewel Thief. Oof. Well, suddenly he's just kind of exploded there. Murder into Orpheo into Jewel Thief. I wasn't expecting that to happen. This can get pumped to 6 power, so that can that's going to trample through. And once again, Maestro's Ascendancy is just too slow. If we do it, we can't afford to cast Whack from the graveyard. So yeah, it's maybe a dead card. So we can get three guys out of the graveyard though. I'm going to go for the Death Toucher. I'm going to go for the Rogue's Gallery. White. Okay, 0 white. Blue is going to be Snooping Anuzi, please. Black is going to be the Cutthroat Contender, and red is going to be that one. And green is 0. It does take a little while to actually use that spell. No attacks. We'll see if we're dead this round. We could be. How many? What? 3, 4, 2. So we've almost got the lifelink. Oh, okay, that's fair. That's a fair attack. So yeah, we either lose the Midnight Assassin or the Gurdagoons. Gurdagoons gives us a 2/2. I like the Gurdagoons against the Trampler. It stops a lot of damage. So, do we... Midnight Assassin. Yeah, we'll trade off a Midnight Assassin here. Oh, is he doing... He's got something. Drawing a card, okay. Right. Snooping... Right, it's either Glamorous Outlaw or Snooping Newsy and a Cutthroat Contender. Glamorous Outlaw seems just better. It adds 5 toughness to the battlefield. Let's go for that again. Get to Scry for 2 as well. Ready to Rumble's good. Don't need the Mountain, I think. I think maybe 6 mana's enough. I'm not feeling comfortable though. This is very scary. Three cards in hand. Another removal card. Okay, that's going to be a 6/3. I will... This is where the Gurdagoons will trade off. And I should only take 2 damage, hopefully. We could double block just to be super safe, because he could have For the Family, which would take it up to 5 toughness. But it means he'll kill the Outlaw instead. I can get the Glamorous Outlaw back. I think safety first. We double block. He'll probably kill the Outlaw. Yeah. At least the Gurdagoons survived. Okay, so I feel like just doing Ready to Rumble on Mr. Orfeo. We'll see if he survives. He might, because he could have that For the Family, right? We were thinking. Do we do it before we attack? Do we hold on to it? Now, this guy could have Gurdagoons, which could attack for 8 next turn. This is sorcery speed. Okay, my other option is maybe Snooping Newsy, Maestros Ascendancy. Let's give this a whirl. He might not have For the Family. We got him. We got him. Okay. Do we attack? Yes. I think I'll risk attacking, and I'll have a blocker. I think I'm happy to trade off with a Citizen. Okay. Exhibition Magician. So my Snooping Newsy does have lifelink. Oop. Past blockers. Yeah, I was getting confused there. I will trade off because I don't want to take any more damage. Okay. Do we attack with the Gurdagoons, or is it too risky? We're gonna follow up with Snooping Newsy. We could literally play 3 creatures, so I feel like we should be safe. Snooping Newsy has lifelink. Okay, we lose 2 land off the top. That's not the worst thing. Have Expendable Lackey and another Cutthroat Contender. And the turn. And we can Maestros Ascendancy and Rogue's Gallery again. We can bring back a few things. Outlaw. Wow, okay, so he does have something. He's got Pugnacious Pugilist. That's quite scary. I would say, yeah, we definitely don't want to take 4 damage, block that, and he's going to ping the Cutthroat Contender. So I lose my 2 1/1s. I gain 3 life points. He loses his Pugilist, but he draws a card. Okay, light him up on that. That's getting sacrificed, doing another 2 damage. So he could blow up the Gurdagoons. Which is reasonable. And he could... So he's done 2 to the Girdagoons. Has he got a way of doing 2 more damage? No. Okay, I want to... Right. 7 mana. That's 5 mana. We can bring back... No, we can't. So we've got a... I'm going to swing in with the Girdagoons, so she has to block with something, right? Okay, good. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to play Maestros Ascendancy. I've got nothing to sacrifice, apart from Girdagoons. I only do this during my turn. So, I want this goldfish as a thing to sacrifice. If I wanted, I could extract the truth, but I'm not going to do that. Just end the turn there. But that's probably going to fuel my Rogue's Gallery next turn. And the blue creature I get back can be the Snooping Newsy. Okay, he's got a Masked Bandits. Doesn't have haste, luckily, so we should be alright. I don't think we can kill the... Oh, we've got Ready to Rumble, as a matter of fact. Do I take 2 damage? Yeah, I think I take 2 damage here. The goldfish is very valuable. Now, if he casts this guy, I can blow him up with Ready to Rumble and get through with 4 damage. I'm very curious what his plan is. I should know my instants a bit better, I suppose, but... Okay, that is sorcery speed. They're all sorcery speed. I'm going to swing in for 5 damage. At least... I should have at least 1 creature left after this attack. That is my theory. Riveteer's Charm. Okay, yeah, that dies. Fair enough. Okay, let's play an island. Rogue's Gallery. Do we sacrifice the fish? Because it is unblockable. Yeah, we'll sacrifice the fish. White. So the blue one we want is Snooping Newsy. The black one we want is Girdagoons. Yeah. The red one we want is Glamorous Outlaw. Lose the goldfish. We only have 5 mana, I believe. We're going to play the Snooping Newsy, because it's got life gain. So I can haste out the Girdagoons next turn. Okay. And we'll end the turn there. Just as a safety first measure, if he's got a big hasting thing of horrendousness. Now, if I had sacked the 2/2, I'd have had an unblockable creature. And I could have actually won. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, my turn. Okay, we're going to play these lands. We need some lands. Right. Now, what do we... Right, Ready to Rumble. knocks out the masked bandits. Right, so we will do that and sacrifice the 2/2. And then we can Girdagoons. Yeah, Girdagoons can be blitzed out. This is looking good. I think this is a good move. Attack like that. That dies. I draw a card. I get a 2/2. Seems good. Now he's got to top deck something pretty good. Ziatora would be good. What can I... right, let's just swing in with for 2. I was just thinking, can I haste something from the graveyard? He did get something good. Nice. Yeah, that was good. That was very enjoyable. So we won a game with Maestros Ascendancy there. It was brilliant, that game. And it was still quite a challenging game, I think. It's my first win in about 6 games, so that feels good. Right. Blue and black, we can't cast the red spell. Got a 1-drop. Bounce something and draw a card, potentially. I think we keep it. It's a broker's deck, so... Okay, that's the 4th land out of the way, so that's definitely something. And I guess this is hasting in on turn 3 as a 4/3. It's kind of threatening. And we can crew it with the lackey and keep replaying him. Okay, he's got the perfect mana there. We do not have mana for Corpse Appraiser. Now we'll see if he's got a counter spell here for the getaway car. We'll just take it on the chin if he does. I mean, it's quite possible. Crew that for 1. He could have kill shot, of course. That's also fine. But he does not. Okay. Broker's Veteran. Okay. Right. Now we could do same again. Lackey, crew it, attack. Replay the lackey. It's not particularly amazing, but gets some damage in. Pretty aggressive card, the getaway car. It's 8 damage already. And end turn. So I guess he's playing a lot of land. He may have a lot of land. He may have a lot of top-end cards. So this is where things are going to maybe get quite interesting. Yes. Freelance muscles, absolutely terrifying. Okay, my turn. Very nice. We've actually drawn mana fixing. But of course, what we're going to do, this is, out of the way is only going to cost 2. We're going to draw a card. We're going to crew the getaway car again. We're going to swing in again. Oh, nice bit of damage, 12 damage in. We replay the lackey, and we'll have enough mana to mana fix with the outlaw. At end of turn, because it is instant speed doing that. Okay, Glamorous Outlaw. Boom. On a swamp. This guy's gonna get pumped up to 6/6 when he blocks. No, we've got to light him up. Okay, we've got Corpse Appraiser. Now, if I remember how casualty works, you can't sacrifice 2 creatures to casualty. You'd obviously love to light them up and kill the muscle. But it looks like it's not going to be possible. We can't attack this turn. I think we're going to just play Corpse Appraiser. And another lackey. And then at least we've got a blocker if the freelance muscle is going to try and do lots of damage. If he like plays another big creature and it's swinging in for like 10 damage. And we can light up the freelance muscle. It's got another freelance muscle. Okay, so it's going to swing in for 8. Pretty solid, I've got to say. Doesn't have trample. Right, for 1 white mana, he could have the shield ability. Which would definitely mess me up completely. Right, now if we want to keep the Corpse Appraiser on the board, we could sacrifice Snooping Newsy here. Play Newsy and sacrifice it. Play Newsy. Interesting. Play Newsy, use the Newsy to man the getaway car. Sacrifice the Newsy to light them up. Okay. Oh, I completely forgot to man the getaway car, didn't I? I said I was going to do that, but I didn't. That was dumb. The other dumb thing I've left... I completely messed this up. So I've left a... he has boon of safety as well. Nice. Okay. Couldn't have gone worse. Couldn't have gone worse. He had exactly the card I thought he might have. Fair enough. This happened to me yesterday as well. The guy had one green mana open, and for the family, exactly for the family is what he needed, and of course he did have it. I should probably not play into these things so often, but yeah, we can't attack. No attackers and end turn. Yeah, so I think we're stuffed there. That stuffed me nicely. Good play. Protect the freelance muscle is definitely a strategy here. Now, can we afford to take that much damage? Probably not. Does he have something that gives it trample? Oh, okay, flying and lifelink. Nice. Sure. So it's freelance muscle and combat tricks, I guess. Right. We'll block the 9 damage and take 16. Parcel's going to be able to take out a blocker next turn. Well, yeah, whack. God, these guys come in for 3 as well. It's sorcery speed, whack, so yeah, let's... Not going to cast it on the white creature. We're going to try and chomp block the muscle. Okay, no attacks. Yes, he's gone up to 24 life, of course. He gained 16 life from that combo. We had the right card as well for the, well, first time it got cast, the out of the way. So that's going to be held for ransom. So he's going to hold up. Does he have mana for Ominous Parcel? Can't attack or block. It can still crew. This needs 5 mana. Pass to attackers. Is he playing a... Okay, right, so we will man the getaway car. Block, and I'll take 3. Oh yeah, I can bounce the Corpse Appraiser, so that kind of negates his ransom thing. And I need to get 3 blockers out somehow this turn. And it's not possible, is it? I needed another 2-drop and an untapped land. I think it's good game here. Tap land. Lucky. Makes a goldfish. Corpse Appraiser can take out freelance muscle. Oh, I'm just thinking, did I misplay? Because the Corpse Appraiser could find an untapped land, but no. No, it wouldn't have made a difference. I need literally 3 2-drops. Potentially that on-tap land's going to be useful, so I'm going to grab that. Literally at this stage, we're hoping he disconnects. That's our only chance. Okay, that blocks there. Oh, he could remove. He can still remove a blocker with that. Yeah. So I did predict his combat trick there, the shield token. But I completely played into it anyway. I was just fingers crossed he doesn't have it, because I don't know what. Not sure if I had other reasonable options against 2 freelance muscles. I played out of the way just immediately as well, because it draws you a card. Could have held that back a bit. Could have got him to invest some resources, and then sort of punished him. So maybe that was a mistake. Maybe that was the real mistake. I went too early on the bounce spell. So this might very well be a 1-3. If I'm up against bant, I do just seem to lose at the moment. I guess because I'm in platinum. Everyone's playing bant and they've got good cards. Opponent's going first. I've got red and blue but no black. I've got 2 1-drops. I will draw an extra card. It won't help me cast. I need 2 more land to cast Gerdagoons. 3 more for Ready to Rumble. Rogue's Gallery's not going to do anything at the moment. So it's like this is a 4-card hand. I think we're justified in mulliganing this, even if we top deck a swamp. It doesn't improve my chances that much better. That's that much more. Okay, now it's all blue. Absolutely terrible. So there's nothing I can cast at all. If I get black, I can cast the Newsy and incriminate, but it's 2 of my 3 color things, and I've only got 1 color of land. I'm gonna go for it. Next mulligan this has to be it. Okay, we've got an early kind of hand. We can't. Okay, Outlaw could actually mana fix for us and give us red mana. Okay, so let's keep 5. Do we just gamble completely and... Right, so I think we get rid of Corpse Appraiser. First of all, we could drop 1 Cutthroat Contender, so we've got mana fixing. Let's go for that, and let's press done, and let's mute this guy. He probably thinks he's won already. Hopefully we can give him a run for his money. It's another bant deck. Civic Gardener is... yeah, a bit scary. Let's swing in. Two. Hoping this incriminate is going to be amazing. Well, he didn't tap his lands. So I've got a land and a 4-drop in the graveyard. And I'm going to trade off with the gardener, because I don't have many prospects for filling up the graveyard. Let's see if he's got a combat trick or something. It's looking that way. Yep, he's going to use For the Family. May as well, because he knows I'm down on cards quite significantly. It's interesting. It's almost like he knows I've got Incriminate. See if he blocks. Incriminate is sorcery speed as well. Let's pay a life point. See if he's got For the Family number 2. I'm guessing he does. No, he has Boon of Safety. Okay. So at least we will take the shield off that. And we can Glamorous Outlaw onto an island, I think. Okay, not tapping his mana before combat. So that's good news. That's good news. It's interesting, in Platinum we are seeing a lot more combat tricks happening. I mean, 2 combat tricks in the deck. That's crazy to me. I play either 1 or 0. And is he seriously playing around Incriminate? He knows I've got Incriminate somehow. But effectively what's happened, he's upgraded these combat tricks into removal spells and taken out my 2 creatures. Hey! Well, good news, we have 6 land, so we'll be able to play Outlaw next turn. He's played a 2nd creature. Wonder if he can combat trick his way out of that. No! Good news. Okay, I've got the Lackey. Could have a counter spell. I'll take the risk. Yeah, it's stopping. He's got something. Right, Rogue's Gallery is going to be good, I think. I probably don't need another Cutthroat Contender, so that can go on the bottom. We've got, yeah, blue and black to bring back. And... oh, Topiary Stomper, of all things. No, I did not expect that one. For the Family can take this guy up to 4/5. I think all the combat tricks add 2 power, apart from the red one, which adds 4 power. I hope I'm correct with that. It's obviously very suspicious if his 2/3 attacks into my 4/5. Right, so I think we're just going to Rogue's Gallery for these 2 guys, because... or... We've also got sacrifice the waterfront district and play Expendable Lackey as a play. Right, he doesn't have 7 mana yet, so this can't attack. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Outlaw, see if it dies, and then I can bring it back with Rogue's Gallery. How does he kill it with 2 mana? Maybe it gets through then. Okay. So, Rogue's Gallery... let's do it. So, we need to tap both mountains, I believe. Oh, we still can't quite do it. Oh, we can play a card from our hand, I suppose. We get 2 things back, alright. No white creatures, we get a blue creature, we get a black creature. No red creatures, no green creatures. Play the Newsy. See if we're lucky. Yes, we are. It's got lifelink, and we'll play a Lackey as well for good measure. Topiary Stomper might be able to attack this turn. He needs land number 7. So he's got 4 cards. It could all be land. I'd be surprised if he doesn't have a land. I'd be scared as well, because it means he's got lots of stuff to do. An interesting thing, if we play the Cutthroat Contender, we can't actually... Yeah, it is a removal spell for that guy. Fair enough. That's one of his cards. The other's the Ligrella. Okay, that can get the Outlaw. Typical bant stuff happening. Oh right, yeah, that's going to disappear to get the extra land. That's very smart. So he's got 2 other spells in his hand. Doesn't have the land. Right. Do I play the Contender and double block the Civil Servant? And it means I can't sacrifice the Waterfront District this turn. Sacrificing the Waterfront District means we don't have a way to stop these attackers. Okay, I'm going to play Cutthroat Contender and I'm going to hold this land. And it might persuade him to not attack, but we'll have to just see. And we know he's got 2 other cards in his hand. Potentially 1 land. Okay. If we take out the Ligrella, we get a 4/5, we get to Scry, he gets a 4/4 Vigilance and another land. Two blockers. We'll pump the Contender. Let's see if he's got some removal. He's going to wait for me to pay a life point, and then he's going to use instant speed removal or a combat trick, I guess. He's got refuse to yield. Nice, okay. He's determined to win with all the combat tricks. This, yeah, that's sorcery speed, isn't it? Okay. Well, we have whack. He doesn't have refuse to yield, so well, he could have another one. I mean, this is the guy with 3 combat tricks. Don't be surprised if he has combat trick number 4. Okay. Play an island or... It's sorcery speed, the whack. I can't do it in his turn. So, I like the idea of just taking out Lagrella. He gets his land, dude. Let's see if he's got another combat trick. I have to say nice if he's got, like, combat trick number 4 to save her. Yes, he does. Combat trick number 4. I'm going to play an expendable lackey now. Because that is sorcery speed. I'm going to hold my island. Yep, revelation of power. I think this feels like an experiment. It's like, how many combat tricks can I get away with? You may have noticed that a lot of people are using... I wouldn't have tapped my mana like that. I'd have kept one red mana available. Okay, if he's got another combat trick that gives +2/+2, I'm dead. On the other hand, I won't have anything to crew getaway car next turn. I'm going to gamble that he doesn't have another combat trick, which is probably suicidal against this deck. It's typical. I have the black removal in this deck that is vulnerable to combat tricks and not something useful like murder. Unfortunately, yeah, we've got to deal with two extra creatures. And we're only going to be able to deal with 1 extra creature. Play a getaway car. And we're dead. Yep, just the casual 4 combat tricks. And the goldfish is not good, of course, with the getaway car, because it just evaporates when you use it as crew. Okay, so I don't think there's any surprise life gain thing. It'd be nice if if I had first strike to kill this or something. And the vampire came back into play and gave me life points. Yeah, we'll use the goldfish. I'll see... Oh, he's got Majestic Metamorphosis, of course, right. Combat trick number 5. Number 5 in... We've been through half the deck, but it's like... On this evidence, it suggests half his deck is combat trick. Not half... Oh, shit. Cancel that. Past the blockers. And let's take out Swordjack and Civil Servant, because that's what I can do. And that's going to obviously just die. And I'm dead as well. It means if he's got 5 in the top 20 cards, then a quarter of his deck... Okay, he has That's 6. That's basically a quarter of this guy's deck is combat tricks. How is that? How is that possibly going to work consistently? You're just going to not draw creatures half the time and draw all combat tricks. That's what would happen if I did it. I would fall flat on my face. I don't know how people get away with these things. Yeah, I guess I am just seeing the one game where it all lines up perfectly for them and nothing goes wrong, and they're not up against, murder, which isn't going to be very easy for them to deal with. Now, but interesting. I'll just say that interesting to run up against a deck with 6 combat tricks. But I suppose if you've got Ligrella the Magpie to protect, that starts to make more sense. That's one way of looking at it, I think. Though let's remember, I was on the draw. I had to mull down to 5. So that was an issue. We did have an issue with mana. I think that the opening hand could have been a bit of a gamble. I was going to draw the extra card, but I think I was on 2 land. There's maybe one thing I could cast in the opening hand, I think, and then the next hand was the 3 island hand. So I think maybe the mulligan decisions were reasonable. I am a believer in blocking with your creatures rather than playing around every single combat trick. Occasionally I get punished. We saw that today as well with the I did light him up on the freelance muscle, and he had the white boon card. It seems to be happening a lot. So yeah, we're at the combat trick ELO, where suddenly everyone's using them and they seem to be really good. We did manage to kill one of his creatures with Incriminate. Maybe that's one vote for Incriminate, I suppose. Extract the Truth could definitely help quite a lot against combat tricks. Well, I had one glorious victory, one glorious game where we got all the value out of Maestros Ascendancy. We got to recast Rogue's Gallery. Actually, I even cast Join the Maestros at one point. I think that was one of the early games I lost, but casting it with the casualty cost. I think maybe one at this in Platinum. I guess one win is okay. It's I don't have the best record at this ELO. This is kind of where I tend to fail, because I'm just not packing my deck with combat tricks. Apparently, that's maybe that seems to be how you win. I don't think I'm going to change anything drastically, to be honest, though. Yeah. So. Yeah, now the mistake against the freelance muscle, I think, though, I just used out of the way, kind of unthinkingly, like a tempo card. I think because I don't think there's any instant speed hexproof card. Let's check that. Let's look at the instance in New Capenna, because I've probably forgotten a few of them. Right, so we go Streets of New Capenna. We go to instance. Right, So we ran into, in that last game, we ran into Buna's Safety, Refused to Yield, Revelation of Power, and Majestic Metamorphosis. Okay, there is one semi sort of hexproof type thing, and that's Slip Out the Back, because they phase out. So that would actually beat Out of the Way. I think part of my reasoning was I was casting this when my opponent was tapped out, and I wanted to draw my card. Yeah, we saw For the Family a few times. Yeah, he had Prize Fight as well. I think we saw Riveteer's Charm today. First couple of decks were both Riveteers. But yeah, interesting. I've not seen a deck with that many combat tricks before. So usually you have 23 cards and 17 land in the deck. You tend to want to have 17 creatures, but it felt like he was playing probably 12 creatures and 11 combat tricks. That was the impression I got there, because I think he had the Gardener, Lagrella, Topiary Stomper, the Civil Servant, 4 creatures in his top 20 cards. So yeah, just 20% creatures, and it was 6 combat tricks or instant speed things. Interesting. So yeah, potentially playing 12 combat tricks, 8 creatures, maybe 3 out-and-out removal cards. There were probably more than 8 creatures in there. There's probably at least 10, probably 12 creatures. But I guess all 2 drops and 3 drops. Not bothering with anything bigger than that, because it's you've got quite strong bant decks that are doing lots of tempo stuff. So they're punishing people trying to play big creatures, basically, with Out of the Way and Lagrella and stuff like that. So maybe that is why it works. So an adaptation to lots of bant tempo decks. Right, I'll go back to my deck now. So what I established there, that the one there isn't a hexproofing card, but there is Slip Out the Back, which could make Out of the Way fizzle, so you don't get the card. So you could say I was playing around Slip Out the Back, because I think he only had yeah, I think it was pretty much green-white actually in that game. Yeah, so yeah, but I think I could, 2020 hindsight, yeah, probably wanted to hold on to this for a better moment. For example, if he's investing putting a +1/+1 counter on his freelance muscle or something. Anyway, that was an interesting deck. We played against some other interesting decks. Yeah, I don't think I've played with 6 1-drops before. Anyway, I think, yeah, let's click done on that one. Claim the prize. We get 100 gems. And I'm quite happy because I don't think I've tried playing Maestros Ascendancy before. I think that's my first attempt at a Maestros Ascendancy deck, so that's something. I tried. Anyway, so yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching.